What is up, people YouTube? It is I, the Marber17, or you can call me Vinny, and today we're taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Bowser. A lot of people were excited for this figure, myself included, but is this a good figure? Well, let's not waste any more time and take a look at the figure. Okay, I had to give credit where credit's due. The sculpt and paint apps on this guy are absolutely amazing. Very true to the character and looks badass. By far the best detail I had ever seen on a Bowser figure to date. This is amazing. They got the tiniest details, which includes the scales on the head, and it also gives the hair a nice furry texture, which is definitely a nice touch. And the likeness of Bowser, they are captured at perfectly. And even on the likes of the arms, it has a nice scaly texture to it, which makes it true to his reptilian style. Again, it looks amazing, and paint apps also nice and clean. Even on the belly, they were able to get that nice texture on it perfectly. Definitely a nice touch, and paint apps are again clean, and the texture is nice and smooth. Once again, the nice scaly texture continues to the legs, and again, looks really, really awesome. And it just feels like an actual reptile. Okay, well, I may be exaggerating, but still, you gotta give credit where credit's due. The detail is awesome on this figure. And how could I skip the back part? This is by far the best thing I had ever seen on the Bowser figure. Again, the details are just awesome. A nice hexagon texture to it. And again, it looks nice. And the spikes are not sharp. No matter how many times you try to poke it, it's not sharp at all. In fact, no spikes on this Bowser figure are sharp. So, despite the non-sharpness, it's a villain from a kid's video game, so it makes sense. It's not bad at all. The Bowser's Sculpt paint apps is amazing. Sculpt is just awesome, and paint job, again, nice and clean. Wherever you go on this figure, there's not really a bit of paint slop, though that may differ, just saying. But, got nothing else to say besides saying the Sculpt and paint apps, nice. That's where the good parts end, unfortunately, because Bowser's articulation is kind of abysmal. And when I say abysmal, I mean, the best way to describe it is to show you. Okay, so the head. The head, it's on a ball joint. Can look up, about that far. Can look down, about that far. This hair piece slightly moves up and down to make him look up a bit more. And that's as far as he can look up. That's as far as he can look down. Not the best way to make a movement of looking down, but you know, or up, but you know, it's fine. He can move his head from side to side. Good major movement there. Really don't have any problems with that. The jaw. It has a hint. What? Yeah, the jaw for some reason does not have any articulation, which is kind of bullshit because they were pretty consistent with having jaw hinges on most of their jaw hinges or ball joints. I don't know, depends on most of their figures that have like reptilian mouths. Godzilla, Charizard, and this figure, no exception. It should have one. There is no excuse. So that's problem number one. The arms on ball joints. You get a decent enough range. It's prohibited by the back, so it can't move back that far, but you know, that's fine. It's okay. Biceps swivel, and hands swivel. Now, here's the other problem. They've been consistent with this for pretty much all their Mario figures with elbow articulation. Where's the elbow articulation? It's fixed. It's literally fixed into an angle, and again, that is just bullshit. It's fixed. Fixed. They don't bother giving you elbow articulation. What? Well, it was because it would look bad? Newsflash, and that would be kind of inevitable. And I'm getting really sick and tired of these swivel hands. They should be on ball joints, or at least have slight ball joint movement. That's all I believe some people are asking for. And honestly, make it happen. So, problem number 2, the legs. I can forgive the legs because because I don't see how you can put a hinged knee joint on there. So, for now, it's on the ball joint. And feet are also on the ball joint. I believe the range of movement could have been just a tiny bit better to give him a bit more range with the posing. But I guess for Bowser, it's alright. Tail. My bad. Tail. Does not move. Yeah, does not move. And again, it's fixed. Okay. Give us tail articulation. I can understand Yoshi not having it because his tail is like barely big. But him, give us a swivel or ball joint. Anything. No, a ball jointed tail. That would have worked nicely. In terms of articulation, it's limited. It should not be limited, especially for Bowser. And before you tell me in the comments down there that's because Bowser's bulky, no. I've seen bulkier creatures in the S.H. Monsters line that have more range of movement than this freaking thing, alright? That is just BS. It literally feels like Tamashii Nations and Bandai were not even trying. That's literally what it feels like. I'm not even joking here, folks. And this is one of the reasons why he is not worth the price point. But there are many other reasons. I'm gonna discuss those reasons right now. Alright, so for sizing. Okay, he stands about close to 4.5 inches to the top of his hair. Here he is compared to the S.H.Figuarts Super Mario and the S.H.Figuarts Luigi. And as you can see, this is not good. But Bowser should be more taller and slightly a bit more bigger. Even for Smash Brothers, Bowser should be slightly taller and bigger. This is really pathetic. He's the same size as Mario and slightly smaller than Luigi. And no, the angle is not fooling you. What I tell you, Luigi is slightly taller. Slightly. This is, again, pathetic. Now, I could be exaggerating by saying this, but even compared to other Nintendo figures, he looks kind of pathetic. Again, this is one of the reasons why he's not worth the price point. He should be bigger. Bigger. But bigger or not, that still doesn't change the fact that he should have had more articulation. The accessories also don't help this figure, because he comes with so little. Again, does not make him worth the price point, web exclusive or not. Let's just go over the accessories. The hands. Alternate hands that have him slightly a bit more open. And that's pretty much it. Now don't get me wrong, the details are nice. It's okay. But, again, it's so little. Also, about the jaw, this is what actually replaces the jaw articulation. Separate pieces that make Bowser look like he's roaring, or for him to breathe his fire accessory. Are you kidding me? What's so bad about having the Tamashii stand support the fire, putting it into his mouth, and jaw articulation? This is BS. Did you purposely do this to make it look like he had more accessories and to make him worth his price point? Newsflash, Tamashii Nations, that doesn't help. In fact, they completely wasted just plastic to make a separate jaw piece. Look, it just looks like it's glued on. It doesn't look that good at the base. The details are nice. I like the translucent paint. But seriously. And it comes with a base. Instead of being green, it's actually gray this time. And I guess it makes sense, since most of Bowser's castles are gray. And comes with this, for Bowser's crotch. Could they have made that any more obvious? Well, how about that fireball accessory? I'm curious. How does that look? I actually want to know. And I'm sorry if it's out of focus. Hard to attach, so be careful. It looks weak. It looks weak. And when I say weak, I mean it just, again, looks kind of pathetic. I would expect Bowser to breathe bigger fires, if you know what I mean. So, this looks pretty weak and does not look exactly spectacular. I mean, it looks good. It looks okay. But in terms of looking, like, awesome, not really. Now, you could argue that Charizard was kind of the same deal. But Charizard kind of came with more, and the price point made sense for him. Bowser is absolutely pathetic in terms of the accessories. Actually, that's the one word that can actually describe this figure. Pathetic. The accessories don't help this figure at all. The size comparison is just weak, and articulation is just limited, and not in the excusable way. This is just inexcusable. Inexcusable. And no, that fucking web exclusive price is not excusable. The fact that this figure is web exclusive is not excusable. So what's the fun of you know what? No. You already know my final thoughts. Sculpted paint apps. Again, amazing. Articulation, weak. Size comparison, weak. Accessories, again, weak. It comes with so little. With that being said, guys, I can't recommend this figure with a straight face. I honestly can't. Why? Because it's not worth it. That price is not worth it. That $64 price is way too much than what this figure should be. This figure is worth $39, not $64. Guys, S.H.Figuarts, the figures, are literally supposed to have great sculpts and amazing articulation. This figure does not have the amazing articulation. That's literally what they are for, the articulation. If you're not going to have that, release the figures under a subline, not S.H.Figuarts. All this considering makes them not worth the price, and I can't recommend them. If you really want and need this Bowser figure, I only recommend this if you are a big Bowser fan, or if you love to complete figure lines. Other than that, I'd stay away. In fact, the only Bowser figure I recommend is the World of Nintendo Bowser, which is a much more bigger figure. It makes it look better with Mario and Luigi, and has better articulation. And that is just sad. Sad. I consider this figure the biggest disappointment of this year of action figures. Again, I don't recommend this. No, this figure is not all bad. But seriously, it's just very underwhelming, and that's what kills it the most for me. I'm sorry. But with that being said, I'm DeMarBro17, and I am out. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. And again, don't buy this figure. It's not worth it. Unless there's a sale for it, then go right ahead. But other than that, no, just stay away. Alright, guys. I'll catch you all in my next video. Peace out.